On the record, in the matter of the people of the city of Lansing versus Deshaun Alex Johnson, file number is 24-01217, council appearance.
Assistant Public Defender John Lee on behalf of Deshaun Johnson.
Okay, Mr. Johnson, today's the date scheduled for a pretrial for furnishing false information. Was there an offer on this?
There was, Your Honor. It related to other pending charges related to stemming from this incident. The city would dismiss if he pled in those other matters.
How does your client want to proceed?
Your Honor, my client is facing some felony charges. He is scheduled to be back in court on the 14th next week in regard to those charges. As the city attorney said, what we believe is that what happens there will drive the vote on what happens with these misdemeanor charges. So we're asking for a short adjournment until we can see this resolution.
What's his court date next week for?
May 14th. He's got a contempt hearing. Misdemeanor charges of assault, and I believe he is in court as well for the felony. I think that's just a pre-trial hearing. So it might be like PCC.
Yeah, there's no pre-trial on a felony. It would be a probable cause conference or an exam. His exam is scheduled for the 23rd, but he is scheduled for his contempt hearing or pre-trial on the 14th. Okay, but the felony is the one that's connected to this?
Yes.
Okay, so he doesn't have a court date on the felony until the 23rd. We'll reset this until after. June 17th at 8:30. June 17th at 8:30. You have any questions for the court today, Mr. Johnson?
Yes.
What's your question?
How far am I supposed to be away from Shania Roberts' family or anybody connected with them?
You're here on a furnishing false information. What does that have to do with a furnishing false information charge?
I was just making sure I wasn't violating probation because I had intercom, like we were on the same podcast. I was just trying to make sure this.
Are you on probation right now?
If I'm not mistaken.
Who were you on probation before?
I can't be around Shania Roberts.
No, who put you? What judge put you on probation?
Never mind.
Well, I'm trying to get the answer to your question. I don't know that you're on probation, so I can't help you with that. Are you talking about probation or a bond condition? I can't hear you.
Never.
I assume he says, never mind. If you have a question about your bond, you should probably talk to your attorney to make sure you remain compliant because you do already have a bond violation hearing set.
His concern that the person that he has a no contact order with was placed in a cell on the same pod as him. And I explained to him that it's not him violating the no contact order if the sheriff puts him in one cell and a complaining witness. And those are circumstances beyond his control. What the court is concerned with is when he makes his own conscious decisions about where to go to stay away from the complaining.
So the complaining witness is in custody?
According to Mr. Johnson.
And that's on the felony matter? Or?
I think they're both either in ICJ at the same time.
No, I'm asking you what matters in them because I don't have that. I have a furnishing false information. So we're not talking about this case.
No, it's
so
an assault and battery,
okay.
On a felony and a misdemeanor. They're both assaults.
Well, and the Misdemeanor Shania Rogers. I don't see her on. Why would, I'm confused, why would she be in the same? Is there, unless there's more people.
Can't keep-
Let me get the files. He's in Ingham County Jail now?
Yes.
Is he talking about when he was originally locked up, that they were in the same
Yeah,
file?
he's talking about right now. That's what he said to me.
Oh, okay, so he means as he's there to speak, there's another, or the complaining witness is in that same pod, is what he's saying,
I think so.
but they're not in the same cell? Okay. Your explanation to him is sufficient for the court. I won't pull the file. I don't think he has any questions for the court. He's all set. You're all set, Mr. Johnson.
Thank you. Excellent.
On the record, in the matter of the people of the city of Lansing versus area Alea Parker, file number 22-03319. council appearance.
Your Honor, Bill Boyle on behalf of the city of Lansing.
Assistant Public Defender John Lee on behalf of Aria Parker.
Okay, Ms. Parker, today's the date that's scheduled for a pretrial on a driving while license is suspended. Okay, was there an offer on this one?
Yes, at this time, Your Honor, Ms. Parker has obtained a valid license. The city moves to dismiss the charge.
Motion to dismiss is granted. You're all set, Ms. Parker. You're muted. I can't hear you.
I'm sorry. I thought she muted me. I'm sorry, Your Honor. Thank you, Your Honor.
You're welcome.
You have a good day.
Same to you. We see Shane Cox.
Just to be sure, am I allowed to leave the room?
Yep, you're free to go.
Thank you.
No problem. Show bench warrant. For Shane Cox. About Whitney Ransom. Seen or heard from Whitney Ransom.
Not seeing this ransom this morning.
What ransom? The record in the matters of the people of the city of Lansing versus Jamal Mitchell Witherspoon, file number 24L283-8392 and 91, council appearance.
City of Lansing.
Assistant Public Defender John Lee on behalf of Jamal Mitchell Witherspoon.
No, but today was the date and time set for reset for a pre-trial. There's a disobeyed traffic signal and its ability to display license. We reset this matter because there was going to be a road test on April 25th.
Yes, he took that road test around there. Unfortunately, he didn't pass. He had a problem with parallel parking. He's going to retake the road test this afternoon. That being said, he is in permanent status and had some discussions with Lisa Boyle from the city attorney's office. She and I have come to the agreement that Mr. Mitchell Witherspoon wants to accept, and I'm let her explain that further.
Your Honor, in the interest of justice and to not have Mr. Witherspoon having to return to court despite his best efforts to obtain his license and the city's belief that he will follow through on that effort, given his past conduct, the city moves to dismiss the failure to display at this time and amend the charge or the disobeying traffic signal to impede traffic.
Motion to dismiss failure to display is granted. That can be dismissed. We're amending this to a impeding. The fine is $130. When can you pay that?
Your Honor, I do not have money to pay right now. I can pay the full amount of the charge by the end of this week.
Note here, that you'll pay $130 by Friday, correct?
Correct, Your Honor.
You can come up and make payment at the criminal traffic window, or you can make payment on the court website if you'd like, okay?
Thank you, Your Honor.
No problem. Do you have any questions for the court?
I do not, Your Honor.
Additional matters for the record, counsel. Good luck to you, sir. You're all set.
Thank you, Judge.
Okay, Aisha Smith. Can you hear us?
Yes, can you hear me? Can you see me? Hello, good morning.
Good morning. Okay, on the record in the matter or matters of the people of the city of Lansing versus Aisha Marquetta Smith, file numbers are 24-00665 and 666. Council appearance.
Good morning, Your Honor. Amanda Boyle on behalf of the city of Lansing.
Okay, Ms. Smith does not have counsel. Did you request court appointed counsel? I did see she requested.
I can't afford one and they say I make too much to even get one. So
She wasn't, she was indigent. Yeah, she was, okay. All right, so we'll put you in a private meeting room with the city attorney so you can discuss this matter.
all right, thank you.
You're welcome.
Excuse me.
Yes,
I got booted out of my meeting. I don't know this. Oof.
you were in the breakout room with Ms. O'Boyle and you got booted out.
Yes,
Okay, I'll put you back in room 1.
thank you.
No problem. Hopefully things will work out. Thank you. Okay.
She's not.
On the record, in the matters of the people of the city of Lansing versus Aisha Smith and Mrs. O'Boyle and Ms. Smith are both present via Zoom. There's a loud and boisterous and then a loud animals, birds. Council, how are we proceeding on these?
Good morning, Your Honor. I have spoken with Ms. Smith and I believe we have reached a resolution in this matter. That resolution includes an upcoming second loud animal charge that will be before you, Your Honor, on the 14th. Case number 24-00917OM. The offer is to plead to one count of loud animals under 7711 for delayed sentencing for a period of 3 months and dismissal of the other 2 remaining charges. And should there be no additional violations of the ordinance for loud animals, the city would dismiss after that period of 3 months.
Okay, and so Ms. Smith, you understand your offer?
Yes, ma'am.
So the offer is for you to plead guilty to one of these loud animals. Let me just get this correct. The file number ending in 917 is a loud animal as well, Mrs. O'Boyle?
Yes, it is, Your Honor.
Okay, the offer is for you to plead guilty to one of those loud animals, either this one or the one ending in 917, with a delayed sentencing under 771.1. And then upon successful term of those 90 days without any further issues, the city would dismiss the charges, including the one that you plead guilty to today. You understand
Yes.
that?
Yes, ma'am.
How do you want to proceed, ma'am? You can either accept that offer, you can deny it and proceed to trial, or you can stand mute.
I accept the agreement that we came up with.
Okay, let me have you raise your right hand. Do you solemnly swear or affirm the testimony you're going to give is the truth and the whole truth under penalty of perjury?
Yes.
Thank you. You can put your hand down. Okay, again, Ms. Smith, I'm going to advise you of all of your rights that you would need to give up in order to accept the offer. You have the right to remain silent. Anything that you say and anything you put in writing can be used against you. That right to silence extends even at the time of trial. So you have the right to have a jury trial. You have the right to the presumption of innocence. So you're innocent until proven guilty. And you have the right to require the city prove your guilt at a jury trial by proving each element of the charges being brought against you beyond a reasonable doubt. You can remain silent and not have silence be used against you at your trial. You have the right to see, hear, or question any of the witnesses that the city intends to call against you at your trial. You have the right to call your own witnesses or present evidence that you believe show a defense to the charges being brought against you. And you can also waive your right to trial and testify on your own behalf. Do you understand those rights?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, are you willing to give those rights up in order to plead guilty to one count of loud animals, birds under and file number 24-0666?
Yes, ma'am.
Anybody threatening you to get you to plead guilty?
No.
Any promises being made to you to get you to plead guilty?
No.
Are you currently on probation or on parole?
No.
You understand that a guilty plea will not only require you to give up those rights, but it would also cause you to give up the right to claim that you entered a guilty plea under some duress or that someone forced you to do so.
Yes.
As to the loud animals, birds in file number 24-0666, how do you plead, ma'am?
The one that we're on, guilty.
Okay, on or about March 2nd, 2024, at approximately 10:58 PM, were you present at an address on Kendon Drive at or near Southgate?
Yes,
Is that in the city of Lansing,
yes, ma'am.
in Ingham County?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, tell
And
me
what-
what you did that would make you guilty of loud animals, birds.
My dog was barking.
Your dog was barking?
Yes,
Okay, and this was about 11 o'clock at night?
the officer came back at, it was like 8 something when the officer came. He came back 2 hours later and gave me the warrant, the ticket. So it wasn't at 10 something that the dogs was barking. It was about 8:15 that the dogs was barking. But he
About
came back
8:15
2
p.m.?
hours later and gave me the ticket.
That was that about 8:15 PM?
Yes, 8:15 PM, and then 2 hours later, he came back with the ticket.
Okay. Any additional factual basis?
No, Your Honor, thank you.
The court is satisfied with the factual basis. I'll accept your plea and find your plea to be made freely, voluntarily, and intelligently. I will set this matter for sentencing 90 days out. Don't forget to appear for your sentencing, ma'am. I'm gonna give you
Okay.
the date in just August 12th at 9. August 12th at 9 AM.
And I have to be there, correct?
You would have to be there, otherwise a warrant could issue, okay?
Okay, so person, that's what you're saying. I come in and,
No,
As
you
a-
can appear the same way you appeared today via Zoom.
okay, that's what I was trying to figure out. Okay, thank you.
No problem. And the other matters will be dismissed per plea. Any additional matters for the record today, counsel?
No, Your Honor, thank you.
You're all set, sir, ma'am.
Thank you.
Thank you. Who do you have back here?
I have Mr.
Jaywa?
Lewa here, and I will have Colleen Sauer. She is on her way in.
We don't have an interpreter? They won't be here until around 10. That's 10. Sounds good. I see Ramaya Bagwell on Zoom. She represented by you.
Yeah, she's representing.
Do you need to speak with her?
No, we're prepared first.
On the record in the matter of the people of the city of Lansing versus Ramaya Bagwell, file number 24-00818 and 24L2832281, council appearance.
Morning, Your Honor. Amanda O'Boyle on behalf of the City of Lansing.
Morning, Your Honor. Assistant Public Defender John Lee appearing on behalf of Ramaya Bagwell.
Okay. Ms. Bagwell, today's the date that's set for pretrial. There's a driving while license is suspended and an expired plate. We did see that you did obtain your license and you were just working on the plate issue. How are we proceeding, counsel?
Your Honor, she was intending to get the registration, ran into a money issue with rent being due and had to use all the money she had to pay her rent. She says the registration is her top priority and will get that as soon as possible. She believes that with the 2-week adjournment, she'd be able to complete that.
Client is driving now. I hope it's not the vehicle in question.
I do too.
No, ma'am.
May 20th at 10. May 20th at 10. Have any questions for the court today, ma'am?
No, thank you.
Okay, any additional matters for the record, counsel?
Nothing for the city, Your Honor.
Nothing for the defense.
You're all set, Ms. Bagwell.
Thank you.
Okay, on the record, in the matter of the people, you need to speak with them. Okay. Okay, on the record in the matter of the people of the city of Lansing versus Coding Sowers, I have file numbers 24-00629, 24L2836831, 24L2836833, 24L284004142 and 43. Council appearance.
Morning, Your Honor, Amanda O'Boyle on behalf of the city of Lansing.
Assistant Public Defender John Lee appearing on behalf of Cody and South.
Okay, today was the date and the time that was set for a pre-trial on a no ops and explanation hearings on expired plate, no insurance, failure to display ops, a text messaging first, and a seatbelt violation. How are we proceeding?
Your Honor, we have received an offer. Ms. Sowers has reviewed the offer and generally views it favorably. However, she has a concern. She was defaulted on a couple of tickets while she was appearing on these matters, and got some instruction from the Secretary of State that resulted in further suspensions for her. So
First, give me the offer.
You want me to or Mr. Boyd?
What's the offer?
The offer was to plead to the failure to display and the text while driving. Revised offer, plead to failure to display and text while driving, amended, no proof of insurance, dismissed the seatbelt plate and drove not valid.
Okay, and the concern is that
She's already been defaulted on 2 of these tickets, and she wants to make sure that those tickets are not in default because the Secretary of State has sent her literature that says that those defaults have further encumbered her license.
I heard you whispering. You were not in here because you were defaulted, but then I found out you were downstairs. So I did you a favor and set aside. You never came to see us on these matters.
May I speak?
Sure.
I was here for the tickets that day, but in my memory, we decided instead to deal with the dog ticket issue. And I was told at that time, we would deal with the tickets all together.
I'm glad that that's what your memory is, but that's not what happened, okay? You had separate matters for the dogs, but don't even remember those being the city cases. Were those city cases? Those weren't even set on the same day because the state handled the dogs. Those are on a Tuesday. These were city matters. The day you were supposed to be here, you failed to appear. A bench warrant was issued. Magistrate Milmore issued the bench warrant and requested a default. When the file was sent to me, that's when I realized, well, I saw her on another matter. You were supposed to see me, and then you were supposed to see the magistrate. 2 separate courtrooms you were supposed to be in. That's how you ended up defaulting. But because I saw you on another matter that day, I recognize how you may have gotten confused and not realize you were supposed to be seen by the magistrate for her to arraign you or to handle, because you had one arraignment on one and the other one I think was supposed to be informal hearings. Nonetheless, I set aside the default. I put that on here. Quash bench warrant on the misdemeanor. I put that on March 6th in my handwriting. I see here on the expired plate, I said set aside default defendant and set it for defendant's next court date. Let's see, seatbelt driver was reset. I don't even see where there was a default put on there, so I never set aside because nothing was in there. No insurance, set aside default, reset for defendant's next court date. Failure to display ops. That was never defaulted. It says on the 18th he was here. PD requested police reports, reset seeking global resolution. We reset that. And then we also reset the text message. So what is defaulted?
The letter she got from the Secretary of State said that the no registration and the no insurance was defaulted. And I think that you in your statements, Your Honor, indicated that you had set aside the default on both of those.
The same day, my note says set aside default. Expired plate, that's the other two. Yeah, same day, set aside default. So the clerk's office did, they did, the clerk's office put it in there. So I don't know why Secretary of State would have that, because we set it aside the very same day.
So the defaults having been set aside, I think that Ms. Sowers is seriously considering this and will probably take action. I don't know if she wants to do that today or needs a short adjournment for further consideration.
I want to wait until it's all straightened out through this, and then we'll move forward.
Wait till what's all straight out. Do you have the letter that they sent you?
Yeah. I mean, there's one other text on both of you. There's one other also. Order of action.
Permission to approach, Your Honor.
Yeah.
See the default from the court. We're both right here.
Yeah, I wanted to see where they said that this was because
It's the expired plate. Yeah. Let me see this. This came from
because these letters were issued before you even had a court date. So this one, this is not from this.
it is. Plate, 22724, same ticket number. It's the only ticket I have. But it's got the case number and the date when it happened, and that's the same as, it's the only tickets I have. So. it has to be that. No other
Can you give me her driving record, please?
This says the default judgment date was 3/26/24. So that was
Good
that
day.
before she.
No, she would receive the default on March 26, 24.
Okay,
Our judicial information system shows that the judge set aside the default on 3/26/24, and that the criminal traffic clerk removed it, abstracted it back on the 28th of March. I don't work for Secretary of State. I can't speak to what Secretary of State's got. I can only tell you what the court has.
that was the date. This is the same case number. It's the only tickets I have.
And that's exactly right. On 3/26, they defaulted, but on 3/28, she removed the default.
I removed the default on 3/26, the
Oh,
same
on
day I set
3/26.
aside.
Was it sent, that was for secretary, that was for 54A District Court. Well, what about Secretary of State? They're a different authority altogether.
They operate off of what we put in our system. If we said we set it aside, if we dismiss it, whatever it was, it would be sent to Secretary of State.
But they never sent any correction to me or anything. They have not acknowledged it.
The letter you have is dated from when?
Which letter?
The
From
one
the
that you said,
Secretary of State?
correct?
3/27/24, the day after.
Did you contact them since then?
I had no idea that you had redacted or anything else. The paperwork on my arraignment has got the wrong officer, the wrong court, everything. I went and talked to the clerk after I was in here.
What do you mean you had no idea that we were, I'm confused at what your statement is.
I'm confused too.
Yeah, because I saw you on April 1st. I had, when I set those aside, I said, we'll address these at your next court date, which we did. And on your next court date, I set all of these for today's date.
I don't know what's happening. I don't know what happened here. All I know is that a result of these tickets, the Secretary of State automatically extended the period to when I can apply to get my license, another 5 years as a result of these tickets. If you look at the actual default from 54A District Court, it's, I don't know about the date, but it's the same case number and everything from these tickets. So we
I'm
know.
waiting for your driving record to come.
Excuse me?
I'm waiting for him to bring me a copy of your driving record.
And that was what I said to my attorney, is that every time when I get close to the period when I can apply to get a license, I'll get a driving on suspended, and then they automatically extend it another 5 years. And the problem is I need to work and eat, and all my friends work. I can't get rides. I live out in the country. There's no public transportation.
I get it.
So I believe the court, you know, that you did what you said, and that the tickets were redacted, or the defaults
Were removed.
were removed through the court. But I haven't received anything from Secretary of State. You know, they haven't sent me nothing.
I don't know that they'll even send you something to tell you that, although they sent you that it's been removed. I don't know that they will send you that. I think you would have had to reach out to them to confirm it's being removed. That's why I'm asking him to pull your driving record so I can see.
Oh, I see. Okay. Yes, and I can contact them too. I have no problem doing that.
Your Honor, can I address Ms. Severs?
Yes.
I have her current driving history pulled up, and I see no suspensions on her record relating to actions taken by this court relating to these tickets at all. Currently, her suspensions, which are numerous, stem from tickets from 2020. And she is not eligible for a license until March of 2025.
I just received their driving record, and that's absolutely what I see. The last thing I even see on here is your suspension from March 26, 2020. It said that all your driving privileges were revoked. There's nothing on your driving. Secretary of State doesn't have anything on your record from these cases.
Then I,
Counsel. Thank you.
11/7.
Your Honor. Okay.
Yes.
The offer that the city extended in this matter was on April 1st. The city has no intentions of extending this offer past this date. Either she is willing to accept the offer here today, or the offer is withdrawn.
The offer expires today. You need more time to go speak to your client.
Yes, I do, Your Honor. Thank you.
And then unfortunately, I don't see a interpreter still for Mr. Dawa. This is probably the third time we didn't requested a interpreter on this matter. I don't know what's going on with the French interpreter. And so let me see if I can maybe get language line or somebody. I'll let you deal with that while I go look into that.
Very well, thank you.
Okay, I see an interpreter. Can you hear me?
Yes, I can hear you, ma'am.
Okay, you're a French interpreter?
Yes, this is Benjamin, the French
Okay,
interpreter.
thank you.
You're welcome.
Okay, I'm gonna put the attorney and the defendant in the room with you to interpret in just a moment.
Thank you.
On the record, in the matter of the people of the city of Lansing versus Alawe Dewa, file number 24-00705. Council appearance.
C'est dans l'affaire avec le peuple de Lansing contre la personne citée Dewa. Et c'est le cas numéro 000 qui se termine avec 5.
Mando Boyle on behalf of the city.
Je suis le procureur public.
Assistant Public Defender John Lee on behalf of Alawe Diwa.
Je suis un avocat et je m'appelle John Lee. J'aide Lewa, Alewa et Dewa.
Okay, and I have an interpreter present via Zoom.
Yes, ma'am.
I need you to raise your right hand.
Yes, ma'am.
Do you solemnly swear or affirm that you interpreted the matter now before the court completely and accurately and not divulge confidential communications, so help you God?
Yes, I do, Your Honor.
Today's the date set for a pre-trial on trespassing.
Ici, c'est une affaire préparatoire pour l'entrée non autorisée.
How are we proceeding?
Your Honor, the city attorney has informed me that they will be dismissing the charge.
Le procureur public, elle va vous dire comment procéder.
Case is dismissed. You're all set. Thank you. Are you going to interpret that?
Oh, I have not gotten that, ma'am. Could you repeat that?
The case is dismissed and he is all set.
L'affaire est laissée tomber et donc vous pouvez rentrer maintenant.
Merci beaucoup.
Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Merci aussi. Thank you so very much, ma'am, for using our side seats. Have a great one. Bye.
Bye. Thank you.
You're welcome. Bye.
You didn't see Gino Garcia, correct? Or Kayla Walker?
No.
Cynthia Pruitt?
I did not see Ms. Pruitt this morning.
Back on the record in the matters of the people of the city of Lansing versus Coding Sowers. Ms. Sowers, you've had an opportunity to discuss this matter at length with your attorney. And again, you have a misdemeanor, no ops, and then it looks like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 civil infractions. The offer from the people which expired today is for you to plead guilty to the failure to display an operator's license and accept responsibility to the text and an amended no proof of insurance. That's accurate.
Correct, Your Honor.
And that they will dismiss the remaining. How do you want to proceed?
Your Honor, Ms. Sowers would like to accept that offer.
Raise your right hand. You solemnly swear or affirm the testimony you're going to give is the truth and the whole truth under penalty of perjury.
I do, Your Honor.
Okay, you can put your hand down. Okay, and the driving while license is suspended, you do have the right to proceed to a trial and you have the right to jury trial. Yeah, I'm sorry, driving, no, failure to display ops, not driving while license suspended. You have the right to have a trial, as it is a misdemeanor. You have the right to the presumption of innocence. You're innocent until proven guilty. You have the right to require the city to prove your guilt at a trial by proving each element of the charge of no ops beyond a reasonable doubt. Do you understand that?
I do, Your Honor.
You have the right to see, hear, or question any other witnesses that the city intends to call against you. You have the right to call your own witnesses or present evidence that you believe show an offense to the charge being brought against you. And you have the right to waive the silence and testify on your own behalf. Do you understand that?
Yes, I do.
Are you freely and voluntarily giving up these rights today?
I am.
No one's threatening you or promising you anything?
No, nobody is.
As to file number 24-000629, no ops in possession. How do you plead?
Guilty.
Factual basis on that file.
Thank you, Your Honor. Ms. Sowers, on or about February 6th, 2024, were you driving upon South Cedar at or near Kavanaugh?
Yes,
That's in the city of Lansing, County of Ingham, correct?
yes,
And at that time, you encountered a police officer?
I did.
And when asked to display your driver license, you were unable to do so, correct?
Correct.
No further questions.
Any questions from the city?
No, Your Honor.
We've already established that she does not currently have a valid driver's license. Okay, court decides of the factual basis, finding your plea to be made freely, voluntarily, and intelligently. That was to be dismissed. Text messaging. This is a civil infraction. As part of the plea, you were to accept responsibility. Is that what you're doing, ma'am?
I do.
Fine is $130 on that. No proof of insurance, or maybe with no insurance, no proof of insurance, but fine is $150 on that. for failure to display ops. Fine is $200. She owes $480 in fines. How much is she paying today?
I believe I can pay it all today.
You should see the criminal traffic window and then that will resolve these matters. Additional matters for the record today, council.
Nothing from the city.
Nothing to the defense, Your Honor. Thank you.
Thank you, Your Honor.
Thank you. Have a good one.